Hi, this is Stephen Choiles, author of the World Fairness Agreement, founder of Team Fairness and the Church of Fairness. What do we need to do? What needs to be done? Well, it's like the USA is close to a civil war. They're drumming the drums of war. Forgive my inadequate word retrieval. I'm very fatigued. So anyway, we need to have things that need done, so I'm doing it anyway. So in order for there to not be a civil war in the USA, you know, the first Civil War killed more citizens in America than any other war since then, above any other war, more in the Civil War. It was horrible. Imagine what it would be like now with the weaponry we have now. Like the military splits up, two different generals, and, you know, it's unimaginable. How else would they fight wars? Ways we don't even think of. They would fight wars in ways we can't even think of. Maybe they're fighting the wars now with technology we haven't even heard of. Anyway, the World Fairness Agreement is what we need to do. So what we have going on now, instead of the World Fairness Agreement, we have the Democrats, particularly the progressive Democrats. They're getting a lot of traction. Bernie Sanders and AOC. So Sanders is pointing out how Elon Musk has more money than the lower 53%. All of the lower 53%, all of their money, you add it all up, all those people, they have less money put together than Elon Musk does alone. So they're getting some people to support progressive Democrats. I supported progressive Democrats way back when. I wanted Bernie Sanders to be elected. Didn't happen. So we have our government systems, the judiciary, and the Senate that's responsible for writing the laws for the judiciary. Let's just focus on that area, the creation of law and the administration of penalty. We have a punitive prison system. It's punishment. Fines are punishment when you get fined. So basically that's what we do with criminals that are a violation of the law of the land. We take away their money and or we put them in confinement. There's some other things that happen. Felons lose their right to have arms and to vote. So it ain't working, folks. The reason is the laws are written by the people with money, whether they're Democrat or Republican. There are Democrat oligarchs that support oligarchs. That's why you have a division with progressives and regular Democrats. They're more corporate Democrat type. They support capitalism, and they make laws so it's easy for people to get, or some people can get very rich. That's what happens. It's like Monopoly. When we were kids, we played Monopoly. So, the world fairness would be radically different. That's the wrong word. Beneficially different. Positively different. It would establish that, first and foremost, is the law of fairness. So all laws must comply with the law of fairness. Because after all, don't we want to establish justice for all? They seem to skip over the preamble, like it doesn't matter. The part about we the people, they don't even read that. They just go to the place where it tells, I haven't even read it because I don't really care, because it doesn't work. The creation of two parties fighting against each other, states fighting against counties, counties fighting against counties, states fighting against the federal government, and the federal government fighting against everybody. It's all a total lack of cooperation. So, who's the boss? See, this is what it comes down to. Well, people will say Donald Trump is, or somebody will say God Almighty is. Jesus is Lord, you know. And then other people will say Satan is, but they won't tell you that. Or Judas is. They're actually Luciferians, but they talk like they're Christians. And they want me to shut up. I can hear them right now. See, there's something to that, because I'm getting telepathic attack. So we have this perpetual war and conflict. People benefit from it. Arms, people that manufacture arms and bullets, safes. I worked at a place that made safes. I MIG welded for over a year. And the gang stalking was happening. They turned against me. I made it a year. I had this in my mind. I'm going to make it here for 1 year. After the year was up and I was a permanent employee of the place, I got gang stalked yet another time and I quit. One guy was begging me to not quit, to come back. So I remember when they were really fighting me viciously, the concept of Jesus came into play in my mind in particular. And it's like, I guess the Spirit of Jesus kind of took over. See, this is what they were trying to do. They were trying to get me to give up to something. I've gave up to something. Team fairness. I've gave up to the all-powerful oneness that we exist within. It is us. But we're not it. So I'm in service of something bigger than myself, and it's bigger than everybody else, by the way I'm defining it. The only thing that is not bigger, that is not bigger than it, there's not anything, because it's not bigger than itself. It is itself. There isn't anything bigger than the all-powerful oneness that describes the totality of reality. So that's my God concept. So I've added the idea of love and forgiveness of everything. All the events and all the people. Love and forgive everything. Because it is the all-powerful oneness. And it manifests in opposition to us from other people, and fires, lightning strikes that kill people, weather disasters, things that the rocks don't even care about. But the people that have a life and a heart pumping blood in them and a family at home, we're the ones that care about that kind of stuff. I mean, there's no tragedy if there's no mind to define the tragedy. To decide this is tragic. Or this is wonderfully glorious wonder. Ecstatic joy. I had to put it on pause because I'm almost in tears about that. Because it's real. Divine joy is a thing. It's like the highest quality of a human is that we will like die for our family, you know, or for the woman we love, especially the males. We're designed that way to fight the varmints away, the bears, the predators. Varmints, that's an antiquated word. So they're classified as undesirables. So, you know, the saber-toothed tiger that ate a human, he's just trying to make a living, just like the capitalist and the alligator attorney. Anyway, if the laws were written with this in mind, that this is to create fairness, to create justice for all that we do. What's the foundational ideology of USA right now? To some people, it's supposed to be number one over the world. That's a disaster waiting to happen, and it's happening now. What else would it be? The American dream. What is it? It's to be financially self-sufficient, comfortable, be able to afford what you need, a house, a vehicle, etc. Money to put your kids through school. Enough money to pay all your expenses and have insurance. We have insurance. So insurance has been taken over by a capitalistic mindset. That, you know, prior to modern capitalism and before it was like, you know, pass the hat for the neighbor who had the disaster, and it was more the people around them that helped them, the religion they were in and so forth. So with the law of fairness, and we're all one people, and we all count the same, and we all love one another, that's how it can be. And the millionaire, billionaire insurance salesmen, they're not going to care because they're going to live in a world where their kids are safe. And where they're not worried about being sent to war. They're not worried about a civil war happening right here in the USA. So, I've been dreaming about Musk appearing in my dream, Trump. So this is a good sign. It means that those guys are coming my way. They're face to face with me. Not to fight, just to be here. Trump showed up and then he left. He had to leave. I'm just like blank, and he's seeing what's going on, and he had to leave. So he walked away. It was dreams. And Musk, I just see his face, you know, like just a representation of him as a face in my third eye in my dream. Like his presence is here or something. I had a dream he came in and joined me spiritually a long time ago. Before MAGA really took over. It's weird, because I thought Musk is going to be the guy who helps me get the World Fairness Agreement to happen. Instead, he makes the conflict happen. He's trying to stop waste in government. Well, with team fairness, everybody in team fairness and agreeing to not do anyone wrong, we're going to do the best thing in the least costly way on our own. We won't be worried about losing a job. Like somebody, I don't have any work to do. Well, look, they need somebody like you to help out with this other thing going on. Check into this. And they're like, wow, I did that. I'm so much more happier. I'm helping with my abilities. They're going to shut down the coal mine. Don't worry. We got the World Fairness Agreement enacted, and the law of fairness is in effect. We got several wealthy people of team fairness. Prior, they were called oligarchs. And they say, I have an idea for a factory right there where that coal mine was, and we need to hire all those people, and we need to train them, and there's some much better jobs. It's not socialism, it's fairnessism, These people that know all this about economics, tell me, what good are they? What good are they? What good are all these books? We have books on ethics. What good is it? This is not complicated. This is not hard to understand. This does not need to be researched. You can. It would be very interesting to see the history of how fairness developed in the human species and how it always has been a part of our tribes and so forth. I love to learn stuff. I just learned recently that water vapor is lighter than the surrounding air. It's H2O, 2 hydrogen atoms and an oxygen. And so the single molecule goes up. It goes up, and it's part of what powers the uplift. With the heating is the thermal lift, but the water molecules, they're already prone to going up, and you can watch the clouds billow. They're going up. There's something trying to create cloud, and it goes up. And you can look into that, how the condensation causes the water molecules to join together, and they become liquid water, teeny tiny micro drops at first, And when it gets really big and really violent, you have hail the size of a baseball. That's some interesting stuff. It's good to know about it so you don't get killed by it. See what I'm saying? Knowledge is power. I saw that on a bank. Knowledge is money, it said. Well, the tyrant doesn't need money to have power. He doesn't need to have money any way to make it other than be the tyrant, and everybody just gives him the money. So he has the knowledge on how to do that, how to become a tyrant. So I'm in disagreement with the bank's concept that knowledge is money. It's could be crooked knowledge, how to get around. We have a whole industry on how to get around paying taxes. So all these people tell Musk about this inefficiency until we get the World Fairness Agreement. Then we can really talk. We have made a very efficient group of people. It's not really a separation from people and government. We're all one. So, things need done and we get it done. We do. We do what needs to be done. So people say you need competition to make good stuff. It's not true. NASA has made fantastic stuff with government taxes. Just from the spirit of wanting to be the first people on the moon. So there's competition involved. Healthy. Competition is like what gets people killed cooperation is what makes our tribe survive. So the best competition is the group that cooperates. So cooperation and competition become the same thing. And here's something else that becomes the same thing. God and the devil. God and Satan. Because the evil in both sides is seen as harmful. Being unfair to people results in an unhappy life. And being fair to others and helpful to others results in great joy, whether you're worshiping Satan or Yahweh. So it becomes the same thing. When there's one world, there's one God. When there's one people, there's one God. And a lot of people like evidence. They like to learn stuff. So we're seeing how evolution can happen without a creator mind involved. And creation itself can be created without a creator mind. It happens from what I'll call the laws of physics, the laws of the universe. You can call them the laws of God, God's laws. So God is initially non-thinking, just raw, all power, all energy, all power, without any direction. And from that primordial chaos, order comes in the form of intelligence from evolution. This is so amazing. It's absolutely amazing. And we're evolved with this desire to love our families so they don't die, so that our type survives. And then, well, the type that survives the best is the one that helps everyone. So how fascinating how this all works together. We need to change this culture, this society, this mentality that humans have worldwide. We don't have to keep having wars against each other. It's stupid. Billionaires get rich. Young men die. Hatred flourishes. It's creating a world that is not worth living in. It's a world of evil. The law of fairness as the foundation for all laws and procedures, policies. Everything has to be fair to everyone. We're eager to make it happen. I mean, other tribes, other nationalities, other ethnicities. Black people, brown people, red people, yellow people, white people. So white people enjoy helping the other people to get out of the problem of hatred. Because we fight each other. The European wars were horrible. We had one not long ago, Hitler, remember? Killing other European countries, people. He killed the Jews that had migrated there. And they're white people too. So what? Does not matter what your genes are. Doesn't matter if you're beautiful or not beautiful. That's not what's important. What's important is that we love one another and that we forgive one another. It's not our fault. We've got a part of us, a good part, that wants to come out. It's the part of you that got done wrong. And it was wrong. They shouldn't have done you wrong. So after that, there's no justice. You become cynical, prone to addictions. Maybe you join with the abusers. Alice Miller defined it as identification with the perpetrator. So greed is the perpetrator. So you grow up and say, I'm going to be the most greedy one on the planet. Nobody cared about me. I'm not going to care about anyone. That's the worst. That's our worst quality that's coming out in this world. You can go to school and learn about how to make good people. It ain't working. I can tell you how to make good people. You establish the law of fairness. Nobody gets punished. They're just, why are you being unfair? We don't need to be unfair. We'll help you. See what I mean? Nobody's allowed to be unfair. I have to be fair. You do too. Have a good day.